In a city of masterpieces, we've drawn a full house. It's the Grand Prix de Paris tonight on the World Poker Tour.
The World Poker Tour is a series of international poker tournaments featuring the biggest games.
Yeah! Look at this play.
The greatest players and the largest payouts on the planet. Tonight, 6 players fight over $2.5 million. In Paris, cash is always in fashion and winning never goes out of style. Here on the World Poker Tour.
Hi everyone, welcome to the World Poker Tour. We are in Paris at the fabulous Aviation Club de France for the Grand Prix de Paris. I'm Mike Sexton.
And I'm Vince Van Patten. And Mike, this is truly one of the great stops on the World Poker Tour. We are in beautiful France at this gorgeous Aviation Club. Doesn't get any better than this.
Well, you know I love it here, Vince. They not only put on a fabulous tournament, they draw the best poker players from all over the world to Paris for this event.
Not only the best, but the most colorful. I mean, let's face it, we poker players, we're a little bit on the edge to begin with. But you throw in the European passion, and this becomes a Fellini freak show. I mean, really, 2 years ago, we had the trash-talking Tony G from Australia yapping it up at the table.
It's a flush! You gotta be careful with your money.
Then last year, we had George the Greek yelling about the Isle of Crete.
Crete forever!
I mean, it's madness.
Well, I'll tell you, Vince, they get fired up, but there's a good reason for it. This poker tournament is the largest event in the history of Europe. We had a full field of 205 players, put up 10,000 euros each. That's a $12,000 entry fee to try to capture this WPT title and take their best shot at the nearly $2.5 million in prize money.
Well, this is truly exciting, but hide the women and children because he is back. That's right, Mr. Trashmouth, Tony G from Australia in second chip position tonight with 442,000. Now, once you've seen him play, you will never forget him, no matter how hard you try. Seat number 2, Tony G.
Vince, he can talk the talk. Let's see if he can walk the walk.
Let's meet the other victims.
Let's do it. In third chip position is the lone American at the table, an amateur player from Maryland. He's 38-year-old Jim Overman. Jim is a sheet metal shop foreman who won a $100 online satellite to qualify for this event. Now he's in the hunt for an $800,000 payout. Jim starts the day with $359,000 in chips.
Seat number 6 with 99,000 in chips is 48-year-old Englishman Ben Roberts. He is one of Europe's best players as well as one of the truly nice guys in poker.
And the English invasion of Paris continues with the man in seat number 1. He's 46-year-old Surinder Sunar from London. He's a former electrical engineer with a black belt in karate. He's also a member of the European Poker Hall of Fame. Surinder starting out today with 202,000 in chips.
Okay, and the British just keep coming because in seat number 3 with 338,000 is David Colcliffe from Wales. David's a former computer consultant and a very tough player who is nicknamed El Blondie for obvious reasons.
And our chip leader with 615,000 in chips is 38-year-old poker pro Irishman Peter Roach. He's hoping to mix his big stack of chips with a little luck of the Irish today and take a WPT title back to Dublin.
Who do you like, Mike?
These are legitimate poker all-stars. In fact, Surinder Sunar, a member of the European Poker Hall of Fame. I love the way this guy plays. I'm taking him at 4.5 to 1. I don't think he's going to surrender his chips. He'll be there at the end.
Okay, well, you put the kiss of death once again on a player. We bet I told you so. I'm going to take the American. Let's go watch them play.
Let's do.
Let's start this tournament. Mélanger les cartes, shuffle up and deal.
We're starting out today with a $1,000 ante. The blinds will be 4,000 and 8,000.
Those are 2 obligatory bets
Let's wait for like
that you have to put in before you get to look at your cards. Lots of excitement at the table, and here we go.
What time is it? I couldn't even remember.
Action is on your man, Tony G.
That's right, the Melbourne Mouth.
Full
Puts it
surrender.
at 10-7. Not going to call it.
Dave Colcliffe folds the ace high.
Peter Roche throwing away King 4. Now it's on Jim Overman. Lays down a Queen 4 offsuit.
So we're down to the battle of the blinds here. Ben Roberts and Surinder Sunar.
Well, Ben's got 10-3 of hearts.
Come on in.
He's all in though, Vince.
Oh, very gutsy move
Look
here.
at this. Forget about Gentleman Ben. This is Tomahawk Ben.
He pushes it right into Surinder on the very first hand.
Surinder looks down. Sadly for him, at an 8 deuce, he can't play this hand. But what a bold, aggressive play by Ben Roberts.
Oh, this is funny. I mean, this guy is known as just Mr. Nice Guy. You know, but I got to feel this is just a great front for the man because actually he is a true cutthroat at the poker table, as we just saw.
Vince, as you know, Paris is action when it comes to poker.
And we, of course, are playing the game that we love on the World Poker Tour, No Limit Texas Hold'em. You can bet anything you want at any time. 2 cards in your hand, 5 in the middle to make your best 5-card poker hand.
Jim's gonna be
Action's
first
going to be on
speak.
Jim Overman. This time he looks at a Queen Jack.
Pass.
And he's going to throw it away.
Queen Jack suited, too.
Ben quickly going out around to surrender. Sunar got 4 deuce. Ugly hand. Quickly tosses it.
Here comes the bully at the table. Tony G on the button in position with King 9 and raises the pot.
With a big smile.
Comes in for 24,000.
David's gone out, but Peter Roche has ace 10. He's called this.
So we're going to have a flop. It's ace 10 for Peter, King 9 for Tony. Flop comes Queen 10 9.
Let's hit both of them with pairs. Of course, Peter's out in front with the 10s, though.
Well, he checks. And Tony going for his stack of chips. He's going to bet his 2 9s on a straight draw.
And Tony bets 40,000.
And Peter calls him with the 2 10s. What a nice call by Peter there. We go to the turn. The 7 of diamonds comes off.
Helps neither player.
Set the count.
And it quickly goes check, check.
Check, check.
River's a 3 of diamonds.
3 of
Now
diamonds.
Peter going to make a value bet here with the 2 10s. Bets 40,000
Peter bets
because
40,000.
Tony checked on the turn. He doesn't think he's got 2 queens. Therefore, Peter thinks his 2 10s are the best hand. Indeed, they are. What a nice bet here by Peter Roach.
38-year-old pro out of Ireland.
Then look at the dilemma that Tony G is in now. What he's wondering is, would this guy have played 2 queens that slow?
Well, he likes to splash around and play a lot of different hands. Let's see if he gives Peter action this time.
Well, Tony wondering if his 2 9s are good here. Because of the WPT cam, we can see they're not. But Tony doesn't know it. He calls it. And what a nice value bet by Peter Roach right there. 40,000 on the river.
He has just shut up the man from down under, Tony G. With that call.
He silenced him for a moment, Vince. Let's see how long it lasts, though.
Well, you know, he's truly a great entertainer, too. I mean, you may not like his antics, but it is a part of poker. You're going to see a lot of it, I'm sure. That's part of his game. He does it the best in the business.
Well, Vince, I'll tell you one thing. He talks a lot, but the guy's got game. Make no mistake about that. He can play poker.
We're coming back from Paris here on the World Poker Tour. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're watching the finest poker from around the world, only on the World Poker Tour.
I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell anyone. Because I had to find out myself. No one told me. There's a lot of secrets under this game. There's a lot of secrets. So I don't really want to give someone an edge.
Welcome back to Paris, to the final table of the Grand Prix de Paris. So far, so good, huh, Mike?
It's magnifique, Vince, but we'd expect nothing less here on the World Poker Tour.
Still 6-way action. The blinds and antes have gone up. The antes now 2,000, with the blinds being 6 and 12.
Well, the action is on Dave.
Tony G avec 301 000,
Ace 3.
1,000 chips in C2 for Tony G. In C
Doesn't want to play it.
Dave Colclou with 225,000, 225 000 en chips.
Peter folds.
The American Jim Overman takes a peek at an ace 10 offsuit.
Raise.
He's going to raise it.
The Satellite King, ace 10, throwing in the plaques.
Yep, he bets 30,000.
Now Ben Roberts right next to him has a 4-deuce offsuit. Not interested.
Now Surrender Sunar has 12,000 there in the big blind. Cost him 18,000 more to call here.
Well, he's just got 10-9. Let's see if he'll splash around here.
And Jim raised to 30,000.
Notice he's staring down at Jim Overman, trying to pick up a tell, some mannerism that indicates the strength of his opponent's hand. This is the key to being successful at No Limit Hold'em, being able to read your opponent. Does Surrender sense weakness here? Does he think he can take this pot away from Jim? Great players have great instincts, and certainly Surrender Sunar is a great player.
Raise.
Surrender is going to raise it.
All right, he's going for a play here.
The guy who you would think he thinks is a very conservative player, yet Surrender is raising him with a 10-9. He's made it 66,000 to go here.
Tony G with Queen 5 now. Tony wants none of it.
So it's another 36,000 to Jim. Now what's he going to do with his ace-10?
We know because we see the WPT cam that Jim would be a big favorite, ace-10 going against 10-9 if he should call or raise here.
Well, you can see that he has a problem. And I'm sure Surrender senses that.
Call.
Jim calls at 36,000.
Yes, he does. And look at this. Surrender absolutely sick that he got called down. That'll give you the old flu-like symptoms.
And right now, we have Jim with ace-10, Surrender with 10-9.
Here comes the flop.
Flop is Queen 6-5.
Helps neither player.
Now, will Surrender continue the charade by continuing to bet as though he has a strong hand?
That would be a gutsy move if he should try to do something like this. He's checking his hand again.
Yep. It hadn't changed, Surrender. You've got nothing.
Oh, but you know what? He's got nerve because look at this. He's going to bet this.
You're right. He's showing heart right here, folks. He leads out. He continues to be aggressive. Bets 40,000.
Well, Jim didn't hit anything on the flop. He still has the ace-10.
Well, you can see the look on Jim's face. It's like all the cousins are coming over for a 2-week stay.
The man got in on a $100 satellite. Worked his way through here. He's made a great call before the flop. Can he bust Surrender on his hand?
Now look at him. Looks like he doesn't want to give this hand up, though. If only he could see Surrender's cards like we can. Well, he lays it down.
I don't blame him.
Well, folks, now you see why Surrender Sunar's in the European Poker Hall of Fame. He sensed he could take that pot away from Jim Overman. By being aggressive, he did so. Just a great play.
If you didn't see the cards, you'd say, although there's Surrender, he's probably got a quality hand, but we know differently. We see the cards. We see what mischief these guys are up to. That's great tournament poker play.
To win in poker is to survive in poker, and two of the best at both are Ben Roberts and Surrender Sunar.
My name is Surrender Sunar.
Benjamin Roberts. I live in England.
I just play poker most of the time.
I've been playing poker all my life.
These two European masters have thrived in poker for 20 years and gained a world of hard-earned wisdom.
When you go to a poker game, there are a few possibilities ahead of you. Losing a little, losing a lot, winning a little, winning a lot. You know they're going to be there, you just don't know which one is coming.
You have to stay calm all the time. And if you make a mistake, okay, learn on it. Don't make it again. It happens to everybody. The cards just keep punishing you and punishing you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Surrender is a super player. He's played amazing poker just to survive it. There's a few players like that, and Ben Roberts will be another one.
But not every player is impressed by old school style.
I'm much more scared of Tony and Peter than I am of those two. I don't think they're quite as good at tournament poker as they certainly were the game moves on.
But neither Ben nor Surrender feel the game has passed them by. They've learned the true secret of poker.
I think that there's no way to play a hand perfectly. You know, you never stop learning in this game.
It is truly a game that you can learn in a few minutes and a lifetime to master. I'm still learning.
Man, you guys are keeping me out of the game, that's for sure. I think it's my time.
Uh-oh.
Look at this. The beast has awoken. Tony G, who woke him up.
Ah, you're right.
I've had enough.
The duct take's come off here, Vince.
How much you got there, Tony, anyway?
250. I'll do some serious damage. I think you're gonna double me up twice. You've got just the right amount.
All right. Tony G, somebody pulled his string. Finally.
See, now this is the Tony G we all know and love.
Holding on to your 2-5.
Well, he's telling the Irishman he's going to send him out the door in 10 minutes' time.
I bet you don't play a pot in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right,
What do you want?
it's
How much
gotta
do you
be
want
on
to
Ben Roberts. Ben's got 9-6. He's gone
Give me
out.
those 2-5s,
Now
man.
the action is on Surrender.
Surrender looks at a 10-6 offsuit.
Surrender's
He
dreaming.
has gone out now around to Tony G. Now this time he has 7-6 of diamonds and he is going up.
He says he raised and makes it 50,000 to go.
Tony is back.
Dave
Come
quickly
on,
throws away
let's
his
double you up
hand,
now.
ace 3 of
You're
hearts.
right.
Without hesitation,
There you go.
Peter's gone all in with 9 high
Yes, he
here.
has. 9-8 of clubs.
Jim folds.
Yeah. And quickly,
Oh,
Tony
bad
is going to
beat,
lay down the
no.
hand.
Come on, Tony.
Uh-oh. Well, it's personal now,
You're
folks.
beating me. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, all right.
I had
Well,
6-7.
Peter out-talking, out-bullying the bully
Come on,
right
baby
now.
doll. Come on down, Australia.
Not exactly a
Fuck, your
festive
tank went down
poker
the
table
toilet.
right now.
No, but it's good for action, folks. Put the kids
got
to
me
bed. This
covered.
could get ugly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more exciting action from Paris in just a moment.
Alan is in big trouble.
He sure is. It's over.
That's a 7 from heaven.
Well, Alan is a complete gentleman, but I can tell you he's not a happy camper right now. I believe all the trash talk has affected Alan's game today in this tournament. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're watching Tony G and Peter Roach going at it.
Well, it's exciting because the jack
You
is
lost
now
your bet.
truly out of the box.
Go straight to true to
The
form.
Australian airbed, Tony G,
I'm still going to double up.
main weapon is now in effect.
By the time I double them
Maybe.
up twice, I get them up to 8.
I'm the favourite to go out next, so I'm not worried.
All right, action's on surrender.
I'm not worried.
Takes a look at an uneventful jack-6 offsuit. Throws it away.
Now Tony picks up a pair of 5s.
Surrenders out.
He's got the speed limit. He bets 27,000.
More control this time.
27,000.
David quickly folding 8 deuce. Up to Peter, who's on the button. He's got queen 10 of clubs.
He loves playing with Tony. Vince, he wants to knock this guy out. Make no mistake about that.
Good news so far.
Calls him with the queen 10 of clubs. Now notice Jim lays down 2 4s there. He sees these guys are getting ready to clash. He's just going to let them go to war.
Ben throws away queen jack.
Good luck, Peter.
All right, so here we go. It's 2 5s for Tony. Queen 10 of clubs for Peter.
Okay.
I got something.
I got you.
Game livening up here now. Here's our flop.
The flop is 9 8 7. 3 overcards.
Well, straight potentials. And of course, Tony has the pair of 5s at this point.
Well, if he makes this straight, Peter will have a bigger straight. So that won't help him.
60.
Bet 60,000. Without hesitation, again, Peter goes all in.
I call.
Oh, yeah, and Tony's going to call this.
Folks, this is unbelievable.
Oh, the ego in his hand right now.
This is testosterone at its finest right here, folks. One guy raising all in with an open and straight draw. The other guy beating him in the pop with an underpair.
That's how quick I call when I got the best hand. Because I know when I have the best hand.
Tony nervous, but realizing now he technically does have the best hand at this point, the pair of 5s.
Well, right now, Peter needs to catch a queen, a jack, a 10, or a 6. He has a lot of outs, as we say, to win this pot.
Yes, he does. And he would love to knock this loudmouth out.
Oh, would he ever?
Send him back to the Outback. In a box, preferred.
I'm telling you, it is personal between these guys. They are the Alley and Frazier of the poker world. They don't like each other. They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring. Will the 2 5 stand up? Here we go to 4th Street. Well, the ace of clubs comes off. Now that gives Peter a flush draw, so he can now win with a club, a queen, a jack, a 10, or a 6. He has a lot of outs to win this
I
pot.
got the big heart. I have the big heart. Don't let me win this pot. It's all over if I win this pot.
Tony loses this pot. He is
got
out,
the big
remember.
heart.
If he wins it, Vince, I think the volcano is going to go off here.
Here it goes, last card. Can he survive?
It's an ace. Tony has won it.
I have it, baby. This is what I have. Peter, you're going to double me up again. I'm going to take all your chips. I have no fear. When I have the best hand,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I call the guy with ace-7 in 3 seconds.
He's spitting
Be
now.
quiet, but when I kill him, I kill him. I destroy them. Destroy them. I love it. Man, you can't see this stuff. 2 5s. I want this guy to go. I'm going to destroy you. Kill you.
It's not what you call winning with class, folks.
It's just a game.
Oh, this is
I'm gonna
an
take all
elegant
your
man.
chips. It's going to be another 10 minutes, and you can go out the door, back to Ireland.
This is no koala bear, believe me.
Get the first trade. They go fast. Lucky the English built the big trains, the fast ones. 2.5 hours, you'll be there.
Look.
He's the devil, yes.
Yeah.
She's my queen. She's my queen too.
Have no doubt, he is doing it on purpose. And once Tony G gets inside your head, then the real game begins.
You're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, baby!
I like to play people. If they talk to me, I'll try to get the chips. If they won't talk to me, I'll try to get the chips even more. I just want to play and take the chips, take the money.
Look at this play. This guy, I killed him.
That's just poker for me.
It's a tough game, isn't it?
Just want to win so badly, and it just happens. It's just I can't control it. I go into a different state of mind where people feel I'm out of control.
I said you, shut up in my business.
But it could also be a perception. That's what I wanted to think.
Lucky they haven't brought the vodka yet.
I just try to be focused. The key is to be just inside the table, inside the deck of cards. We're so close that you can feel everything. You can feel all the cards that people have.
I read it like a book. I called straight away. Like a book. This guy is a book.
And that's where you have to be to win.
Yeah!
Well, I say I'm going to come after you, and I will get you.
Yeah, I got him out.
But it has nothing to do with personal.
He put me one time. I got him out. I told him.
I mean, I like these people, and I love to spend time with them. But what happens on the poker table is different. It's just a game.
I knew you were good for another 50. I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to take everything. All the chips. Fast.
Tony G, not very popular here in Paris, Vince.
I bet he was a real problem in school. You know, 8th grade, sitting in the back of the class. Go back, I bet you his teachers just didn't like him. Action's going to be on the American Jim Overman.
He looks down at a big slick hand, ace king.
Oh, he's got the Ben Affleck hand.
Call.
But he's just going to call.
Now you're scared, aren't you? You're worried about your chips, baby. Oh,
Now it's on Ben Roberts.
that's a joke.
It was a harmless joke.
Got 9 deuce of diamonds.
Gets out of the way.
The button. I'm gonna punish you.
Surrender's been relatively quiet.
And why not? He's got 10-3 this time.
Well, he hasn't caught any cards. That includes this hand, but looks like he hates to give them up, but he does.
Around to Tony G. This time Tony's got
Where's your
ace-7.
commitment? When I say
And he's
punish,
feeling
I
bold.
will
He wants to
punish.
punish the rest of the table.
Well, he does call. Dave Colcliffe with a 7-6 and a small blind. He's also going to call. And Peter
Alright,
says, give
baby.
us a flop. He's got ace-4. We have four-way action
Let's have the
here.
Tony J flop. This is the flop I deserve. Come on.
60,000 in the pot. Here comes a flop.
Butcher of Baghdad, the first one out.
Flop is king, king, 6.
Oh, look at this. Jim Overman's hit 3 of a kind. The kings.
Butchers are out.
Yes, he
and there's
has.
blood on the
Now,
floor.
Dave checks. Peter quickly checks.
We're all friends.
And look at
Let's
Jim
give him a
checking
card this
quickly.
time.
He is dug
Hoping Tony would bet that, sitting
We're all
behind him.
friends.
But he didn't go for
check.
it. Here comes the turn card.
And if 6 comes up on the turn, that gives a full boat to both men. King's full for Jim, and Dave 6 is full.
But Dave checks the 6 is full. And here comes Peter betting at this spot with the ace high. Now he just bets 12,000, the minimum bet allowed. Look at Jim looking back at his hand to make sure he had that king down there. He does have it, and he just calls the 12,000.
He has dug the hole, put the twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in.
Well, here he
I
comes.
like to call. I'm going to raise. Just in case you haven't got a big hand.
The Australian airbag is going to raise this up.
You guys.
Well, his bubble is going to burst on this pot. He's drawing dead here. But he does bet 30,000, and now he's put the pressure on Dave.
What do? You got 6s full of kings.
One guy bet, another guy called, the third guy raised it. Now it's up to him, and he's got a full house. Dave Colcliffe is going to call with the 6 is full. Peter quickly abandons ship.
Now let's see how Jim, the American, plays this. Does he go over the top? Does he get aggressive? Or does he continue the slow play?
Peter pass. It's up to Jim.
Easy now.
He calls as well.
And he does just call.
Have some guts.
Nice patience by Jim.
So we're going off to the river here. And Jim Overman in great shape with kings full. Here comes the last card. It's a 9.
9 of hearts.
Now Dave checks his 6 is full.
Jim with a big smile. He's got his kings full of 6s.
30,000.
Well, he bets 30,000.
30,000.
I won't bluff anymore.
Tony folds.
Took guts though.
Tony G foiled, throws his hand away.
Well, the action is on
Another
Dave.
fine mess you got me into.
And now he's talking to Tony. Look at the mess you got me into.
I'm the favorite to get people into mess.
You got to admire Dave's instincts here. He doesn't think his six is full or good, but Vince, there's about 200,000 in that pot. Hard to believe he could throw this away for 30,000.
Worst call in history.
How do you lay down this, especially the way Jim's played it so nicely?
30,000.
Nope, he is going to call it.
He's not going to like this.
I think he's the worst. I think he's the worst.
You got 4 kings?
No, you got the full house.
Yeah, I got
That's painful right there.
Well, Jim, he did have a full house, but it was only sixes full. Kings full are going to take this pot down, and Jim Overman is back on the right track. The American in Paris doing well.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more poker action after this.
My day starts about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm the shop foreman of 50 guys that make commercial ductwork. Getting rid of the regular job and playing poker for a living would be great, but it's, to quote often heard saying, it's a hard way to make an easy living.
I like the sound of that.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We still have 6, Mike. This is good action so far.
These are polished poker veterans sitting at this table, with the exception of James Overman, the online qualifier from America. But so far, he's holding his own just fine. Dave Colcliffe is on the short stack, as we say. He looks down, finds Queen Jack of Diamonds.
Suited connector there, Queen Jack of Diamonds.
I'm all in.
He's going all in.
Peter quickly going out.
Dave's got a little over 100,000. He's betting all in right now.
Yes, he is. He's going to put it all on the line with his hand. Now Jim throws away King Deuce of Hearts to Ben Roberts.
Ben has a 10-6. Can't call an all-in bet with that.
Dumps it.
And surrender with a 10-5.
He's got a 5 and 10 Woolworths.
When a man moves in front of you, you just have to throw the hand away. I don't know what Surrender's thinking about.
He's gone out. But look at this, over the top with Tony G with ace queen in his hand.
I don't think about it.
Without hesitation, Tony calls him with the ace queen. He's going to love it. He's in a dominating position. It's ace queen versus queen jack.
When I'm good, I do not think about it. It just takes me a second. I want to see a player like me.
He's a modest man.
That's what I want to see.
He loves his call. He should be proud of it.
Well, you see the concerned look on Dave Colcliffe's face.
When these guys get desperate,
he knows he's going over the cliff unless he gets lucky and wins this pot.
Big decision.
David L. Blondie on the ropes here. Doesn't like what he sees. He's got Queen Jack against Tony G's ace queen. Let's see what happens.
Here comes a flop.
Left comes 9 of spades.
That's a 9, 4, and another 9. He's out in front, Tony G is. He's going to try to bury the Englishman.
Well, right now, Dave has to catch a jack, 2 runners to make a straight, or 2 runners to make a flush. Otherwise, he's going to be out in 6th place.
Let's see the turn card, la quatrième carte.
Here's the turn.
Well, it's the 3 of hearts. So Dave Colcliffe is walking over the cliff right now unless he catches a jack.
Tony G in great stroke right now, making this work. David needs a miracle card. Here's the river.
He doesn't catch a jack. He's gone. Oh! He's caught it. He can't believe it. The crowd can't believe it. And Tony G doesn't say a peep. He just sits back down.
They love to beat me.
Well, the crowd goes crazy here.
Devastating. What a blow. What a suck out.
When you're as bad as me, it doesn't matter because I'm just so lucky, you know.
It's just one hand. It's just one hand. That's okay. You can't control the cards. You got to take defeat as good as you take victory. That's fair enough.
Vince, it doesn't look like anybody's going home tonight. And the price of poker is going up right now. We're now playing with a $2,000 ante. Blinds are 10 and 20,000. Right now, everybody's got chips. It's anybody's race from here, Vince. No doubt about that.
It's going to be on the gentleman Ben. He's got 8-7. He's not interested.
The surrender looks down at King 6 of hearts.
He lays
it down.
I got the control. I'm the captain.
He has been quiet. And Tony saying, I am the captain. No doubt about that.
I'm the real captain.
He's got Queen Jack of Hearts this time.
Even the captain has to pass sometimes.
Oh, he's going to lay this hand down. He just got burned by Queen Jack suited, and he lays his Queen Jack suited down the very next hand.
Very surprising now. David with King Queen.
Well, David comes in for 80,000. Peter gets out of the way, and we're round to Jim Overman.
I'm all in.
But look at this. Picks up 2 10s in the big blind and goes all in.
Does the right thing with his hand.
Well, he was going to put Dave to the test here. Well, Dave's got about 130,000 left. He's putting it all in right here.
He's not going to back down. He has called this.
All right, Dave. Baby,
Well,
you deserve
he's going to like what he sees here.
Time I got some luck in it, really.
Your hair is the best in the world. He's got the best color. I used to have it.
Just for that comment, you deserve to win.
When I had his hair color, I
Well,
was
Tony
like 3
even
years
entertaining
old.
when he's not in the pot.
A little baby.
Now, it looks like an even money race situation, but we saw Surrender fold a king. We saw Tony fold a queen, so really the 2 10s are more of a favorite than you might
This game
think.
is so exciting, man. This is so great to play.
So can Dave Colcliffe win this race and double up
Win, lose,
again?
draw, it doesn't matter. Let's see a great flop here.
Oh, man.
Oh, 10 Jack Ace is better.
He would make
9, 8,
Richard
7.
Simmons
That's
seem
a great
shy.
flop.
Well, Tony
That's
says,
a
give
real
us a
flop.
great flop so we'll have a good
It's a man's
sweat.
flop. We're going to have a cripple.
What a character.
If this guy goes a cripple, he will be the next one out. I can tell you. I can guarantee.
And here comes the flop. One at a time. It's a 2, 4, 9 of hearts. All
Dave,
hearts.
this is bad news, mate.
Wow. Now remember, Tony G
This
folded
is
the
bad
Queen Jack of
news.
Hearts. He'd have flopped the flush, as would have Surrender.
I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. It's all right.
And now he
Okay.
puts his
You're so lucky.
hand on his shoulder.
I know you wouldn't like that because you think he's unlucky, Vince. So
That's a scary thing.
let's see what happens here. Here comes 4th Street.
Now it's bad.
Now 5.
Now we're in trouble.
Right now.
We got 6 outs now.
We are down to the river. Dave Colcliffe has to catch a king or a queen to stay alive.
Don't be afraid.
The last time he had to catch a jack at the river, he did so. Can he do it
can't see the
again?
flash.
Can he pull another rabbit out of the hat?
River card coming up.
No, it's a 10. Jim Overman makes 3 10s to win this pot. Dave Colcliffe, the tournament player of the year in Europe this season, is out in 6th place.
It's a fine effort. It was great to watch him play poker.
Gamble.
But you knew he was going to be eliminated as soon as Tony G put his hand on his shoulder. True kiss of death. But right now, he is our 6th place finisher. He's going to pick up 84,000 euros.
Well, we have a packed house in Paris, and you see all the people here giving Dave Colcliffe a nice round of applause as he exits the tournament area.
This guy is a great player, no matter what.
We're down to 5 in Paris. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to Paris and the final table of the Grand Prix de Paris.
Well, so there you have it, the European Tournament Player of the Year, Dave Colcliffe, out in 6th place. And Vince, the American Jim Overman, is virtually tied for the lead in this championship.
Man got into this event through a satellite, and now he is running it up. He's got a real shot at the title here.
And what a story that would be if he could turn $100 into a WPT title and nearly $850,000.
He is playing with the big boys, but right now,
Jim has the
back
bottom.
on Tony G.
Tony
Well, he
is
folds.
Peter going out as well.
Peter folds as well.
Jim folds.
Jim passe
Now we're
également.
down to the battle of the blinds here.
La bataille des blancs.
Ben Roberts picking up ace-king, a huge hand in the small blind.
Got the big slick hand.
Well, let's see how Ben's going to play it here.
I raise.
He's going to raise it.
Why not?
Ben raises from the small blind.
He's going to make it 90,000 to go. And now Surrender in the big blind has picked up a pair of 3s here. You know at worst your opponent has 2 overcards.
You left there, Ben.
Notice Surrender asking him for a countdown here.
220-ish more.
Surrender faced with a decision now.
I'm already.
But look at this. He's going all in.
I'll call.
Ben Roberts quickly calls with the ace-king.
You got an ace?
C'est payé chez
So here we go. It's 2 3s versus ace-king.
Paire de trois.
Now Surrender has more chips, so if he should not win, he would still be alive. But Ben, of course, all in with all his chips. He needs to pull this out. Otherwise, he will be our 5th place finisher.
Well, I can tell you, these are two great players. Whichever one of them win this pot is going to be a major force in this championship.
And this is big-time action going on right here.
That's 15.
Well, folks, keep in mind, the next guy out gets about $125,000 in U.S. dollars. The winner of this tournament gets about $850,000. How would you like to flip a coin for $725,000? Virtually, that's what these guys are doing right here, right now.
It's poker destiny on the line. Gentleman Ben Roberts, 48 years old, originally out of Iran, now playing professional poker. He is in a tremendous battle here.
These guys have got commitment to the game. This is what I love. This is like me.
Let's see the first 3 cards.
Okay, here comes the flop.
But I put my money in more faster than they would.
It's 9, 8, 3. Well, that's it. Ben Roberts is going to be out. There's no 2 cards that he can catch to win this hand. He knows it. He stands up. He goes around and embraces surrender. They have great respect for each other. 2 tremendous poker players. Ben Roberts gone.
Oh, the butcher.
Poor Ben Roberts, but what a gentleman. He's shaking everyone's hand. Everyone loves this guy.
You're right about that, Vince. I think Ben Roberts is the most popular poker player in the world. You see the respect and appreciation that he gets from this crowd.
So Ben Roberts, a man with a lot of class, a big smile, and I hate to see him go, but he is our 5th place finisher, and he's going to pick up 101,000 euros.
Well, we are down to 4.
It's like one of those horror films. You know, one last player, and the monster's still in the house. And you know who I'm referring to here.
You're the big man now, surrender.
On Tony G.
Well, he's picked up ace high on a 4-handed game. Not a bad hand.
He's got ace 6.
Wow.
And there he goes.
Yep. Pop 60,000 on the table.
Peter out. Jim out.
Fold it to surrender.
Now we're back to surrender. Surrender has a king 10.
Come on, man.
He's got 20,000 in the pot already because he's in the big blind.
Surrender always deliberate.
Well, he's deliberate because he's trying to get a tell, as we say, some mannerism from Tony that indicates the strength of his hand. And look at him looking to see if he can find something. Look at Tony staring back at him. And to me, that indicates he's trying to show strength. But in fact, we know Tony G doesn't want him to call here when he's looking at ace 6.
Tony wish this guy just goes away right now, but Surrender's going to put him through the steam bath, make him sweat.
I know what you got, baby. It's a big problem.
He says, I know what you've got. You've got a big problem. There isn't anything you can say that's going to phase Surrender sooner. Believe me.
You're my man.
And he calls.
You're a winner.
He doesn't buy it when he says you've got a big problem.
You know, I think by saying that, he enticed a call out of Surrender there.
Heads up between
Now let's see
Surrender
what
and
flops up there. It's ace 6 for Tony, king 10 for Surrender. And the first card off is a 10.
Flop is
10, 9, 3.
9, 3.
That is beautiful for Surrender. He's flopped the top pair.
Yes, he has. Now, is he going to check to try to check raise this pot? Or is he going to lead right out and bet? There are 2 clubs on the board. 2 straight cards on the board.
Surrender's going to fondle those plaques. The European chips that feel so good in your hand. Each one is worth 10,000 euros. That would be approximately 12,500 US dollars.
I forgot what I had. You better have a look.
Tony says, I forgot what I have.
Well, because he got kind of a forgettable hand at this point. Ace 6 offsuit. Now what's Surrender going to do? Besides make you sweat.
I'm on it.
All in?
Well, Surrender's gone all in.
You're all in?
Surrender says all in.
Well, there's no defense against that for Tony here. He's got nothing. I mean, the only way Tony could call this is if he put Surrender on something like a Queen Jack or a 7-8.
can't pass on this, can I?
Well, no, he's going into a fluff and puff show
Maybe I
right now.
can.
He has no
I'll
intentions, we know, of calling this.
Let me try to pass for you, baby.
This guy makes some daring calls. We saw with the 2 5s earlier against Peter. He thinks his hand is the best hand. He will call it, I can tell you that.
I only got 240. How much are you charging me to look at this next card? Flop a flush or something?
Surrender certainly looking like a mannequin, not going to give him any information at all.
Okay. Give him the money.
So Tony's going to lay it down. Surrender not. He's happy to get the pot.
You're turning out to be a champion, Surrender.
Well, there you heard it. Tony G praising Surrender.
Can I?
In fact, he is indeed a champion player, but you wouldn't expect to hear it from Tony at the table.
As well. That's tough. That's 4%.
He'll throw everything at you. A verbal genius at work. Poker savant Tony G in action.
Welcome back to the Aviation Club of France and the final table of the Grand Prix de Paris. I'm Shauna Hyatt, and here's a recap of the action so far.
As the night began in Paris, all attention was focused on the one-man verbal wrecking crew known as Tony G.
When I kill him, I kill him. Yeah. I destroy them. Destroy them. I love it.
While Irish champion Peter Roach traded shots with the Australian airbag,
Come on, Tony. I've got
an American amateur knocked out the European Player of the Year. And one English poker master politely dispatched another. Now there are only 4 left in the hunt for the $2.5 million prize pool and the right to rule the unruliest final table of the year.
Well, we are down to 4 players here, and right now Surrender Sunar, our chip leader, with 731,000 in chips. Peter Roach in second place with 613,000. Jim Overman from the U.S. in third place with 482,000. Tony G at the bottom of the totem pole right now with 228,000.
Is that the warning? The official warning?
Action on the Irishman, Peter Roach.
You got a time fault.
He looks down at ace 10.
Have you looked? You haven't looked, have you? Peter, come on, man.
And he's going to raise it. Makes it 70,000 to go with ace 10.
Peter,
Jim Overman, the American's got a tempting little jack 10 of hearts.
Especially when you're sitting on the button there.
Putting the lucky ones in.
The kind of hand you'd like to see a flop, but Jim takes a conservative route and folds.
I want to be here.
And wisely so, Vince. Look at this. Surrender Sunar has picked up 2 kings out of the small blind.
Okay, so I'm gonna do everything for you to call.
Oh, you know the great thing about him.
I want you to win.
He is so deliberate. He plays the same whether he has 9, 10 in his hand or the kings or the aces. I mean, he is a very hard poker player to read. He has a great poker face.
Well, that's a good point, Vince. But in the meantime, Peter Roach just staring him down, hasn't taken his eyes off of him. What is Surrender going to do here? How's he going to play these kings? He's going to raise it.
Come out wherever you are.
He's going to raise. He's good, this guy.
Well, Peter's still staring him down here.
140 more.
And he makes it 140,000 more, 210,000 to go to Tony G.
And I haven't had any pair the whole day. This is amazing.
Tony's praying for a pair. He looks at his cards.
I haven't got it.
Doesn't get it. He throws them away.
I'm going all in.
Let go.
And quickly, Peter Roach goes all in.
And Surrender's quickly calling it with the pair of kings.
Wow, stunning development here. An all-in clash between the 2 chip leaders just that quick.
10.
Peter Roach, in my view, has fumbled the ball here, Vince. Just didn't even think about that. Just quickly went all in. And, of course, Surrender called him immediately with the 2 kings.
Well, you know what? Peter Roach has fallen into the trap of surrender. That's all there is to it. This guy is such a good actor. He takes his time. You don't know what the heck he has. Peter, at that point, did not believe him, didn't think he's that strong.
What a revolting development for Peter Roach. He came into this final table with a huge chip lead. He's virtually been the chip leader most all day long. Now Surrender has a slight chip lead, and if Peter loses this pot, he is out of here in 4th place just that fast. Will the 2 kings stand up against the ace 10?
Here we go with the flop.
I'm the captain. I'm going to make
flop is 9, king,
the butcher.
and 7. Surrender
butcher
Sooner in
and
great
Bangor
shape
down.
right now with 3 kings.
An 8
For
or a
Peter to
6
stay
or an
alive,
8 and a
he's got to
jack.
hit 2 runners to make a straight.
That's your outs.
Peter's going to need to catch 2
8,
cards.
6 or 8 jack. He's like about under 1% now.
Peter needs a
Very
miracle
bad.
here.
Very bad news, Peter.
Yes, he does. Here comes 4 straight.
Okay.
He doesn't get it, but the 4 hearts comes off. So just that fast, our chip leader for most the whole day long is out in 4th place.
You had a big heart. I know.
Now, Tony trying to console him here, telling me he had a big heart. He's right about that. But folks, honestly, I'll tell you, in the poker world, Peter's the kind of guy that's known for getting a lot of chips in tournaments, but he just can't cross the finish line. It seems like he always makes a bumble near the end. He did it here again today.
Well, it's called misreading your man. He overplayed his, did not believe his opponent was that strong, made the misstep. He is paid for it. He is now our 4th place finisher, and we are down to 3.
I'll tell you, the all-in bet is a great play that works every time but once, Vince. As my old drill sergeant used to say, you can only slide so far in barbed wire.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means, but I tell you, I almost believe you when you say it. Maybe Shauna Hayek can clear up the confusion in this week's World Poker Tour Poker Corner.
In this city known for passion and romance, you might find yourself swept away, saying 3 little words that could cause the palms to sweat, the blood to rush, and the heart to pound. To get that same reaction in poker, it takes just 2 words. All in.
All in.
But he's going all in.
He's going all in?
He likes the action bet. He's going all in here.
The all-in bet is poker's swing for the fences. It's knockout punch. It can turn a toothpick into a lumberyard or a chip leader into an unbeatable bully.
I'm chip leader, so I can say all in, but I'm not all in. The difference is you can't come over the top. If I make a 20,000, a guy makes a 60,000, and I come over the top again, I'm forcing an issue. People are frightened to be knocked out of a tournament.
All in.
But a short stack can sometimes turn the tables by beating their opponent to the punch.
If you're short stack, you create a tougher decision for your opponent when you go all in than when you raise a little. In other words, you're messing about a little bit if you just raise a little bit.
In some ways, it's easier to play with a short stack, and in some ways, it's much more dangerous.
More dangerous, but also more rewarding. It's a pressure-packed move, but still, it's a move you could fall in love with.
Be serious, go all in.
I have to say, we should be real proud of ourselves here. We actually picked a couple players that are still alive. You picked Surrender, and I picked the American. Now, if we could just get rid of this quiet man, Tony G from Australia.
Well, folks, we don't guarantee he's got all his oars in the water.
Got to hope you're in front.
But he is entertaining and fun to watch in a poker tournament.
Jim, first action on the button.
Here we go. It's going to be on the American, Jim Overman.
Well, he looks down and finds a pair of 8s, a nice hand.
Wired pair.
Especially in a 3-handed game.
I raise.
Jim says raise.
You bet you do.
Jim Barrel and say.
And he bet 70,000.
Into Surrender, who's got 7-6 offsuit.
Well, doesn't really have to gamble with the raise right here, in my opinion, and lays it down.
Now it's around to Tony G, who is not looking at his cards yet.
I don't like your hand. I wish I don't have the hand you have.
Look at this.
I'm all in.
He says, I'm all in. He looks at 2 10s.
Call.
Without hesitation, Jim said, I call.
Yes, he did.
Didn't bat 9. I don't blame him.
3-handed, a tough position to throw away a pair of 8s.
Tony G in good shape right now with 2 10s against 2.